What do you desire? What do you desire?
I was born to be a champion. I knew it from day one. From the first day I thought about being a champion, from the first day I thought about anybody being a champion, I knew that I was born to be a champion. I always had this feeling, and when I discovered fighting, I knew that this is what it's all about. This is what I want to be the best in the world at. I'll do anything to be the best. I just enjoy the small goals that I reach. I celebrate them, but they're nothing close to what I want to accomplish and what I'm going to accomplish. Growing up as the youngest of three, all our brothers are very close. All three of us, I'm the youngest. I have two older brothers, and I had a rough life in terms of standing up to my brothers. One's 4 years older, one's 7 years. I mean, they taught me everything I know. They taught me how to take a punch. They taught me how to give a punch. All the tools needed to become a champion, and in our household, being whatever you do it at the best of your abilities, and if you're not going to do it at the best of your abilities, you might as well leave it, and that's the values that we grow up with. Being the youngest signed UFC athlete at 19 years old was a huge moment for me. I didn't see myself in the UFC that quick, but I met my team at Team CIT, my family, and they said I was ready to make my pro debut, and I did it, and it was a huge accomplishment for me and my family to be able to perform on the highest level that Africa has to offer. And at only 19 years of age, being the youngest signed athlete at that stage for the UFC, the first 19-year-old, and it was absolutely awesome. I enjoyed it. I knew it was very early to turn pro, and I knew I had to work double as hard because I lacked in experience. I had to make up for it in training. I mean, it's so great. I had the privilege of being very young and starting my pro career and learning lessons that some people only learn at 25, 26. Now I'm 23 years old, and I have a record of 11 fights, and everything that there is to learn. Well, not everything, but a lot of the hurdles that you have to go through in your MMA career, especially in the beginning. I've passed those hurdles. I've had my first loss. I know what it feels like to be at the top, and it's great. It gets me used to that lights, gets me used to the big show, and it makes me want it more. And I realized at a very young age that being the best in the world, being the best fighter the world's ever seen, is what I truly want, and that's what my life's goal is going to be, and I have so much time to work at that. My first loss ever came to Soldier Boy McClellan at EFC 33. I think I just turned 20. I had 4 fights, fought him for the middleweight title. It was a very close fight. It was a very, very tough fight. It was good. Things were going my way first round, and then his game plan just came out, and he had the better game plan on the night. And I had him in trouble a few times. He had me in trouble a few times, and it was anybody's fight. But at the end of the day, I was too over-eager for a lot of things, and I was young, inexperienced, and that loss felt like the worst thing that could ever happen to me. I thought my career was over after that, and it's the first loss I've ever had in combat sport in about 40 fights, including my K1 fights. I've never lost before, and it was a bitter pill to swallow, but it was probably the best thing that could have happened to me. The best time for a loss, the best moment for a loss. It wasn't a debut. It wasn't where I was to be set apart from the rest. It was against the best that the organisation had to offer. He got his contract to the UFC directly after that, and I think the fight was a very close fight up until the end. But that fight made me the fighter I am today. What shaped me as a fighter, and it made me realise that if you're only going to chase the win, then you're not going to be able to perform the best as you can. You have to go out there and put on a show. You have to go out there and put your heart out and fight. It's not about winning. Winning at the end of the day will come by itself if you work hard enough, and if you deserve that win, the win will come. But it's all about going out there and giving it all. And that fight made me realise that. And ever since I lost that fight, going out there became more fun. Going out there became easier. Going out there, my performance just started going from growing better and better and better every single time. And it made me a huge fighter, especially at a young age like that, to have handled such pressure as fighting Soldier Boy for the main event in Durban. That was a lot of pressure to take for a young guy, and now all the fights, all the pressure that I take, I just thrive off that pressure. That pressure doesn't affect me negatively at all anymore. I just love it. That pressure makes me fight even better. 2 weeks time, I'll be the first fighter in the UFC to hold 2 belts. Now we've seen people worldwide. Conor McGregor did it first, got that 2 belts, and it opened a lot of doors. I mean, it's something that you can take inspiration from. A lot of people don't like him. There's a lot of things that he does that's controversial, but if there is something that you can take from a guy like that, is there's no limits. There's no limits in this sport. Whatever you think you can achieve and whatever you are willing to work for, you can achieve, and that's exactly what I'm after. I'm getting this 2 belts, making history in the UFC, and this is not, like I said, this is baby steps for me. This is just another goal, just on my way to the top, to the biggest goal, to becoming the greatest fighter that ever lived. Approaching anything that you do, whether it's fighting, whether it's a sport, whether it's your job, whether it's anything that you think you want, that you know you want, that you love, the passion that you have, and you feel like you want to chase that dream. And even though the people around you don't see the same vision as you, they will say, they won't understand it because they can't see it. And the cliche goes, it's easy if your dreams don't scare other people, it's not big enough. And that's how I truly feel about it. Your choice. Nobody else is going to make that choice for you. So if you're not willing to make that choice, you can live the average life and do your 9 to 5 and get by and survive. But that's not what I'm about. I believe in not surviving. I believe in living an extraordinary life, being an extraordinary person, and being the best that I can every single day.
With your fist up high, before your crimson eyes, would you defend yourself or believe a lie? So push back a little harder, push back a little lower, push back a little stronger, push back now. Take back what's lost and broken now. Feel the burn, get it on, break down all the feelings like a storm. Get it on, yeah.
I was born to be a champion.